Fellow Ambazonians, fellow Southern Cameroonians, I greet you all. This is Capo Daniel, since past king, the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. Once more, I come for una, for can give una a deep and in-depth analysis for the trouble the way Mr. Paul Biya had go through. We don't get a series of diplomatic cable them regarding some of the strangles, the rope them way they want hold them for use them for tie Mr. Paul Biya as we fight for this war for our independence regarding the crimes against humanity and the war crimes the way they come around military order he don't carry out for inside Ambazonia. I go come for can give from those strings them way they come under there's a law outside the law later on for international law as the commander-in-chief we did one use them. Now you are titled this particular show say the Omar Bashir, Obia be in the path of Omar Bashir. So now be welcome. Now it be unusual for me to go through Facebook, through YouTube live. So now bear with me. I go try to share the links for my Facebook page as well. That way it will be easy because Facebook it don't block me for no share. So for the meantime, I will play music as we play usually, and then during that time I will take and share the link for Facebook and for other platforms so that may be interactive. And the show will go on as well for Ambazonian Communication Network. So now all be highly welcome. Time now for Hong Kong now 12 o'clock for 12:45 for morning for afternoon. For Ambazonia people then go see the almost wake up. It could be around 4 o'clock. So wherever you are, will now be welcome. Okay. Okay, I think that was just an indication from our technician. Say wouldn't be good to go. We are now live on our communication network, the ACN. Oh, where is that video? Somebody's watching from the United Kingdom. I don't want to play the wrong video. Okay. Where is that video? Just permit me a moment, please. So now that we are live already, where is that video? Oh, there we go. I found it. Okay, so make us share the links. Why would I enjoy this wonderful African song?
Line ho, uyu line lero mana mene, mana wanzeru. Line ho,
uyu line lero mana mene, mana wanzeru. Ukaja mama wa amatengazaje kusesa bakomo pamaibaje.
mama,
Early morning,
amadingatage,
kusesa bakomo lamaibaje.
magoro
aline
amuya mikira,
akutirine lero mwana mene, mwana wanzeru.
magoro aline amuya mikira,
akutirine lero mwana mene, mwana wanzeru. Line ho, uyu line lero mwana mene, mwana wanzeru.
Okay, as things say we'll be live on our national TV. All mommy, welcome to all our prisoners of war, our IDPs and refugees across So ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, I will now be highly welcome for this platform. I welcome you all as we listen to this good music for background. It reminds me of home, our grandparents, and the life and the values of the people of the Southern Cameroon. Una welcome live also for YouTube. We're going to do more through this YouTube. But I believe say within 10 days, the ban and suspension will get on for Facebook. It will be lifted, so we'll go on for Facebook. And for those in there for Ground Zero and across Africa where they watch for the Ambazonian Communication Network, I want to salute you now. Una welcome. Una come good.
Kondo mama chala manda utafela mwenda we
Nangomba mbilio mbili tumaona leo Nangomba mbilio tumaona leo Agidesi aimbae zogoma tumaona leo
Ndipo chala manda aimbae zogoma tumaona lero
Ndamba kuti mwakwatira mwabala mwana woyera zina laje musoro
Get a lot of things for put and today out. And I want to salute now and talk to the people on that way they go on.
Zina laje musoro
Nangopanga chikoso kwa tinta kuitana musoro mai
So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, at home and abroad, wanna welcome for this show, the No Conny Talk Show. Now me, the Deputy Defense Chief for the Ambazonian Defense Forces, Capo Daniel, Ambazonian FBI and Chief Investigator, Sense Pass King, Lukong, una own countryman, and so many other names and way. Una don't come for know me for this Ambazonian Revolution and Ambazonian War for Independence. I want to welcome all now once more. Today I'm going to take una into a ride into the Wahala than we done before Mr. Paul Biya Bivondo, the President of La République du Cameroon, the chief terrorist way na be in charge of the Cameroon military persecuting this genocidal war, a brutal repressive war for subdue and for keep the people of the southern Cameroon for the same place. For today's topic, now Omar Paul Biya on the path of Omar Bashir. In this topic, I will try for show now way to go on for the diplomatic scene regarding the targeting of Mr. Paul Biya for a war crimes and way he committed for Ambazonia. I will give you some sneak peek for insight, and I will bring the case when I push Mr. Paul Biya now for a very, very dangerous path where if he end up with an arrest warrant for Mr. Paul Biya, this one are nothing but the Mauto massacre where it take place for January this year, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. But before we dive inside this topic, I want to take time to give my opening statement when I word for inspire our people them during this time of our revolution. After that, my opening statement, I will give a small round up about coronavirus and the statement what I make because I don't go book for take my own vaccination. Honorable by I don't take a vaccination. I don't get a lot of feedback from una, some positive, some negative regarding my promotion of the coronavirus vaccination. I will tell now the facts and the fictions them so that make una own decision wisely. I will also take una a little bit for mention some side things them because Ebenezer Kwanga, the activist, he don't come make some few statements and what I will try for comment on. And John Bakuro as well, he don't make some statements what I will just comment on. But the most important thing now say will be focus for our roadmap for the takeover plan, the stabilization force, they don't implant themselves, the leaders and where they don't train them for the various unit them, they don't go back. Our armored car hunter, the equipment they will then develop and for destroy and cripple the Cameroon military, their armored vehicles, it then be proliferated and when they see the result them on the field. And when I will see more where they come this week. We'll get a benchmark for make sure say before this month you want end the minimum now at least 20 Cameroon terrorist occupation forces them. For instance, Ambazonia supposed to be neutralized. That is our benchmark, and we are getting close. We are getting close already. So I'll give you more a little bit about that, and then I will take you inside the main presentation today where we be focused on the case for the Mauto massacre and the diplomatic positioning to put poor Biya on the path of Omar Bashir. I will get to that shortly. So first, my opening statement. Ladies and gentlemen, in this segment, na time where they used to talk about the cultural things and way they hold we down as a people because of our history. They say a man is a product of his history. If you don't know your past, you know if you know why you did for the place where you did. If you don't know place where you did, you know if you know which road where you go take and for go for your future. Life na a journey. Any person where you for some place now because he come for day. And any man where he work he come out for some place and he go for some place. The worst thing if it happen for my life, now say you lost your purpose for life. You don't know who you be, you don't know your family, you don't know your mommy, you don't know your papa. Now a very, very traumatic position that for any human being. Some people then they don't know their mommy them, their papa them, they go through a lot of strong emotional and psychological difficulties them for life. Some of them they give them positive energy. Some of them they drive them negative energy. But now a very important aspect for anybody in life, say you know your past, you know your present, and you go no place where to go. For we the people them for Southern Cameroon and the generation the way them born them after we the plebiscite, we don't know only one Cameroon. We don't even participate for legitimize that Cameroon. But in that process, like picking when an orphan, if you grow for inside money house, you go always notice and say, somehow you be out of place. No matter how they welcome you, the worst one na if you didn't have a bad family where they treat you badly. Indeed, we the people in the Southern Cameroon, Ambazonian, would they like orphan them where they raise we for inside another money house. Sometimes we ask and say this country in our own because they need to talk the language we talk. They punish we more than they punish the other one them. When a time for wash pan, they say na only we go wash pan. Now for go buy something, na only we go buy something. As they talk, monkey the walk, na baboon the chop. Now the relationship that way done between the Southern Cameroon and the Ambazonian them with the state of La Republique to Cameroon. What are now our protests for fight for GCE board, it can't enter na the francophone them benefit from. What are now our protests for multipartism, it can't enter, it can't benefit na the francophone them. Anything will fight them, it benefit na them. What resources so it benefit na them. Wait till the carry meant for we. Only say me picking and begin travel go for abroad, go begin work then like Ghana court. Suffer racism. Even for come back for can invest for their country, they need to give them chance. Tax upon tax, exploitation upon exploitation. We don't talk say enough is enough. We don't decide for look say who's will come up for our past. We don't study our history. We realize and say true, we not get birth certificate. We carry that name say Cameroon. We get na birth certificate when na Southern Cameroon. We got the Dinka, we don't see am wise. Say we distinguish ourselves for call and say Ambazonian. We don't adopt them. We don't embrace them. We don't go back, go find our family. We realize and say, Nigeria will be more brother to us than La Republique. La Republique will be not just a mere neighbor. We realize and to say, the France Afrique, it will be a thing we want them. It will be a foreign uncle, mass away Mali La Republique. Then Jumba will be enter for deal with La Republique. We no be no say, na polygamy. We don't open our eye now, we don't see and say, that woman, they so it take off, chop for house, it take care for your own picking them, so we come out go for our own side. Yes, we don't discover our history. We don't know place where we come out. We know place where we day. Now we know place where we go. We go now for an independent Ambazonian. A place and a country where we go feel work for our own picking them. We go feel build our own country. We go feel supply our own water. Because since we do La Republique, all our water them it don't finish. Electricity, they road them, it don't spoil. Even the railway where the German people they began for we, they don't destroy them. We know exactly who's how to go. We go for an independent country. No, we cannot be again with a people in a house who believes in our house. We don't come of maturity. And we, the never again generation, will get the sacred duty and the duty for all of our people for make sure, say me no beginning for Southern Cameroon ever see this kind suffer old and suffer. True, Nigeria will be one way. Say if we go for Cameroon, na fire, them na frying pan. My brother, my sister, them. We don't deny frying pan. We don't deny fire. We want to be on our own. Thank you very much. That was my opening statement. So we go inside the issue for coronavirus. And I don't come back from my house now. I did not from my house. We're inside Hong Kong. It done be over 21 days since I will make that my journey from Africa. We carry me go reach for inside our country. and because of security reason and the people them way them facilitate my waka both from the place where I una see am Saturday for ground 2, ground 1, my use now palang them, and ground 0 they don't make sure say make we no ever publicize anything or put them. Even the people who meet up them for ground 1 and for ground 2, I don't meet up a lot of our community people every day. I don't see some people they ask me say, but why no man no see me for ground 2 or for ground 1 and for ground 0? Of course, people then see me. I'll be there amongst our people them, our agents, our people the way that they make things they happen for our logistic. Now people then that way we no go ever hear their name until this struggle finish. Even for inside ground 2, ground 1, we get big people then for their side way, then turn up for our back. But it will be foolish for we for try to prove a point and for show those things them. But definitely, if my mission if it succeed, if I be go be for the launching of the stabilization, una for see me for the in a way for people embarrass them, in a way if for safeguard our national interest. So I don't come back and I'll go now for what we will talk about coronavirus. When I remember say for Facebook, I don't post my own booking appointment for go take vaccination for coronavirus. And I advise all man me when I go take vaccination for coronavirus. Because myself, I get family member the way coronavirus it don't catch them. And I don't hear way to wait and suffer. I get classmate them. So one for UK where he almost died. They be interviewed that one set for BBC. Then talk how he stopped for breath and all those difficulties. Then. So I don't talk to me, man go take coronavirus vaccination. Some people they vex because plenty news then they were social media where it make and they worry. And some of those reasons they may be legitimate. But as we don't see today, Honorable Joseph Weber, he too don't go take vaccination for coronavirus. Now picture this, I put them for up me gonna see am. Now this. He don't go take coronavirus vaccination. A lot of Ambazonian the way they for abroad where they work for hospital, like nurse, like doctors, they don't go take coronavirus. Some of Ambazonian the way they work for frontline, for airport, they work for various industry them. They don't also take them. All them one know no man nobody get some reaction when a negative one. So it be very good sign for we may go take them for protect our family. But for the people the way they worry, they don't give me reason them. I don't try for write them. Now 4 main things the way they worry. First, now say they make that vaccination very, very fast. The one way they make them very fast, it be true say fast because now technology way people then get them now. Now one way they no be get them before. Coronavirus no be new thing for scientists them. They be know them things. Scientists and so they study plenty virus them. So for their lab them for America, all that big lab them, they be already know say something they like coronavirus. So they be done they already do research. Now why that way fast? But I not being a scientist, I not being a specialist, so I just give una my opinion based on the research work around do and personal testimony for people that were interview them and so I talk for them. So now the information in that the game for una. The other reason why people they worry also for coronavirus then talk say now because say they make an African key black people them. I feel say that one it not been a true because if you look more people the way they suffer coronavirus now white man them. As a matter of fact, it follow na mainly rich country that they suffer past poor country. So I don't believe say they one key na white na black people then. Because why na white people that they die? It be starting for China. Now more of China and white people that think than African people them. So man no worry because say the fears the one key na black people. Now also remember say we already use a lot of pharmaceutical medicine them from white man country. So if the one kiwi, why they go need for go make something where go kill them also? So that one not be any correct reason. Another reason where people they talk now say why people they need to die plenty for coronavirus again. So why they call and say pandemic? They for don't let people they go their day-to-day life. They fail for understand say the reason why they call and say pandemic, it not mean that because say people they must die. Pandemic na say nothing way all over the globe and where it cause big danger. The number one danger for coronavirus not be the death rate. The number one I say when it catch you, some people then when it catch them, they no fit breathe. They need for use oxygen. Imagine say if all those people the way they need for do oxygen, they go need doctor, not be only nurse, make it supervise them, me monitor them. So if you catch 10 people, imagine for that 10 people then spread them for 10 people. If you catch 2,000 people, all that 2,000 people they go need doctor for begin look them, they go need oxygen for put them for their mouth, and will not get enough hospital them, enough doctor them for look them. So some people go die when because they no fit breathe. Now that danger and the respect for human life, say for the 21st century, they no want me even one man he die that kind of way. So now way they talk to me, them better lock up place me Omar should for house. So that me the few cases and way they meet the doctor then fit manage them because doctor don't know plenty of her. Now that danger, now it be the most biggest danger. It be so dangerous way, then they have to close all economic them lock down, stand one place for solve the problem. So now the risks that way they for coronavirus. Then number one, the last one when that the most important thing where people they complain about coronavirus vaccination. Now say they don't see some bottle the way they write and say for Africa. So when they write and say this one for Italy, for America. So some people they talk say the coronavirus vaccination where they want bring up for Africa, they go put thing where go make a man picking they not begin born picking me put them be sterilized, say na Bill Gates, it promote them. All those things then are lie, no be Bill Gates. You don't get any fact. Of course, people like Bill Gates, they don't be they promote family planning. People that they think say now people really the want for key people for this war. Me too, they promote family planning. The Baptist church where I be grow they promote family planning. The Catholic church where I be go school for they promote family planning. Family planning means that people that not born plenty pikin. People where they want me the war population reduce. It not necessarily means that I kill them. So people they need to distinguish that one. Just because some man they talk say if I mean population small, people they not born plenty picking them, it not necessarily means that man is plan for key people. So the vaccination where they write and they say for Africa, and the one where they write and say only for Italy. Now a very common practice. The reason why they write and for some bottle them so. Now because say some country them, they know they like lazy La Republic where their leader no fit do anything for their people them. Many country them they send delegation me go for that company the way they produce that medicine. For go negotiate for back price, for bid price, me their own price, it be cheap. So when that company go agree, say it go make some medicine them for sell them for your own people them, that medicine go be cheaper. So they go talk say they go sell them for one condition. Say me no man for no buy that medicine go sell them for another place. So some medicine and the way they write and say now only for some place where you need for go there. That one day so you know if you sell them for market or so one they go write and they say for not for export. So one and the way they make them now for sell them for outside country. They will write that one they say for export. Now very common practice. It therefore even AIDS medicine them. So even goods them, shoe them, even normal material them. You go see so one they go write and they say just for export. Because that one it maybe the benefit for tax exemption or now all about taxation about the business part of it. So even for Njapa, Sida, AIDS medicine them, then they will write and they say for export only for Africa. They mean it no mean I say they don't poison them. The only reason I say the World Trade Organization it don't go beg me then reduce the price. So that company them they no fit allow me you buy that one way they be making for go give for Africa, me you sell them for another place. Now why that way that bottle they carry that name. So me man no worry because of this reason them. But at the same time, now una position for take una own decision them according to how una they see them. Some people they detox, some people they take coronavirus vaccination, they die. Now very, very small amount of people, and it not be different for polio vaccination and for many other vaccination them. Even the normal flu vaccine them, some people they take and where their skin be very weak, they die. But no data nobody show say some man died for coronavirus vaccination because another vaccination kill it. So me gonna know that differences. It be fine me you take your vaccination, you know if you change your body, the way people they talk on vaccination, they run they plenty, nothing never happen for people. So even the people where they talk for that ground zero, some pastor then too they talk say me people they not take vaccination, saying at the mark of the devil, they will monitor you and all those things. All that one are propaganda. If that same pastor then today, then give them visa for go for America, then tell them say you must take vaccination. They don't go talk for Christian never that church. They go do pass for backside, go take the vaccination, then go. Even some Ambazonian the way they talk say they no go take them. Now because say they never place where they feel get that luxury for talk. If their job, if they be the work for important job, they are boss then and say me they go take them, or they go take them. Or Ambazonian the way they work for nurse, the one the way they work house girl, boy, for America, for Canada, for UK, where they take care for old people them. All them don't take them. So make man no can fool you. Me you go carry that second game for your family. Coronavirus it be real. But anyway, that is my opinion. And I thank Honorable Weber how we then go take the vaccination. I hope say when people then this one they take them, all man go see them. All man to go be encouraged for go take them. Take and save life. Plenty people that don't begin suffer. We hear say car wala to dan catch coronavirus. So it did plenty for town. When they catch you, your test you lost plenty in them. So man picking anyway they don't catch them after them where their man picking their canas need to stand again. So now very thing for all man to take and seriously. Take that vaccination and protect yourself. So talking about Honorable Weber, I think I'll mention it again later on for my show. Yeah, but we'll go directly into my show today for tell now wait it happen. One of the thing where I go try for address them before I go for our main topic today. Now the issue where Ebenezer Akwanga he don't bring it up. If you know Ebenezer Akwanga, now the commander-in-chief of Sokadef. Sokadef, now one of that group where we make famous by the general, I don't forget that general for the General Ngoy, where we did for Acquire. They be done ready who Acquire fine, but we don't see say the Sokadef be done go sign peace ceasefire with La Republic. But before the one sign that ceasefire, they no be still be effective for the ground. They be done turn begin go now for inside cocoa farm, they begin the secure na cocoa farm, and I will tell now the reason then why. And Ebenezer Akwanga, a group now, then get na 2 general for ground zero. You get General Diamond and General Popo. General Diamond will be a general way become right for inside the Savannah state for the Savannah state, go right for the Atlantic state. Since Ebenezer Akwanga if you go get meeting with Sako, Yi and Kumeta for some secret meeting where they be get them for arrange how they go make peace with La Republic. Because Ebenezer Akwanga na man where he always fight say he must be a leader for leadership's sake. So time where if he hears a negotiation the one come, he run. Go here and Sako meet and go take that negotiation because the one be the first man saying that they will talk on our behalf. They be the fight because you know one me Dr. Yabacho he be na the person where he go talk. Now the thing that way it happen. But we don't see today say they don't make plenty wrong decision then. And this one be important for our people then for understand. Like in my opening statement, I tell una say be important for know who's where you come out and place where you day and place where you go to go. Una remember why Dr. Jongu Foncha be run go for Fumban conference. Where you know be even show the document the way I be showing for you know be even be transparent for you other people them. The reason why be na say after election, Jongu Foncha a party be win majority of the parliamentarian seat them for Southern Cameroon Parliament. But that margin, it no be over plenty. Ndele be lost that election not only by one parliamentary seat. So for Parliament, the one person where na be give that victory for Jongu Foncha before they make it parliamentarian, he be decide to change party. Time where decide to change party, come up for Jongu Foncha a party. The governor for inside Onugu for Nigeria, if he talk say that means say power don't change inside parliament, they need to move Jongu Foncha as a PM, Prime Minister. So Jongu Foncha be the say that means say now Ndele go can be big man. Better me run go begin to do things them. Now why I be do things them in hiding? So this phenomenon we don't see am plenty time where leader them feel say them be entitled for lead. So when they see say another man fit become a leader, they go run for go do things that may be say na them be doer. Now the mistake that way Akwanga it don't go make up. But I don't go waste time for talk about it too much. Either make a show, call my name, because we don't show for my last show I show now how our sister forces them for inside Fako, the Mountain Lions. But they are a very good group for inside Fako. They want they be first day with Sako, but then can't see say Sako be the use one of their commander where they call it Gabonese for torture people, for kidnap people, for commit all type of atrocity them. With the scandal the way it happened around Moyoka where they go kill that gear, all those things them, that people they eye they open, they don't drive that one the way they be the follows here from Sako them. Then they remain them now independent. They collaborate with our forces for inside Fako, so now a sister forces. Ubishidon will get report from WHO for World Food Program, WFP. we hear say Akwanga a group popo it don't go seize their rice, go hide them. So the mountain lion then send their army for them, then go take that rice back for them. Can't share them for the local population. So Akwanga come out, he can't talk say I be the lie na lie. The World Food Program, if be give that chop now for a general, me general keep am. That one a big lie. All man knows say na lie because how come World Food Program when an international body where you no fit even work with one side for a war, you no fit work with Cameroon military. How it go come and work now with Sokadef Beneza Akwanga? Why you the lie way he clear for all money eye? So our people they need to know say Beneza Akwanga na a person where he always lie about things. The last time where that is same general, he go catch pastor, burn people them, torture people them for inside Atlantic State Day. Go close church them. Take ransom for priests, he come can lie. Now for this platform where they call an Tudun Gumbai a platform, then can interview that priest them, then talk how that boy them beat them for take ransom. So Ebenezer Akwanga be involved for those negotiations. So now a person where he lie constantly, take grandstanding. So make we not ignore those things the way they talk. They don't be redundant. Now people where if we go join with Sako and talk say Ambazonian no get choice. We must go for Swiss deal. Now they don't say we don't succeed. The world they come now for can't do the things the way Dr. Cho he be talk. When I say he be talk say me plenty country then they for the negotiation table. No be only Switzerland. And me any negotiation he get a mandate from the United Nations. So that if we go start with one negotiate, me they no go take a me the negotiation never go end. Because when I go start negotiate, poor Biya do wake up go eat. So they must get legal instrument for United Nations before we start any negotiation. Now the world and begin come around for come do it where will be the talk. Now they don't begin be frustrated. They don't come now they talk for people. They be done do this for they ignore all inquiries for Ambazonia, ignore the struggle. Now that they come for can talk and they use all kind of way for can inject themselves back. But it then become reduce itself into an activist, you know, be a leader because it forces General Diamond and General Popo, they then become like a ton of the flesh of our people. When I look the atrocity the way General Diamond do and General Yeke for inside Bechati, Tai people they hand la Republic come with helicopter. How come the enemy go they come for can rescue our own people then for one hand? That means say you was pass, so Kadef down was pass la Republic. I say it go mean. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will ignore Akwanga. We also hear say John Bakweru, he don't come, he also talk about collaboration, they talk all this type of stuff. Now, person that will respect it, but Ambazonian, then we need to understand, say this our struggle again not just one leader. Leader not be saying a person where they don't choose say be leader or a person where he want to be leader. Leader and a man where he lead. In terms of our forces on the ground, Dr. Cho Ayaba, the ADF, is the main force, now the mother force. You get plenty force then, but you don't get no national force where big like ADF. You get so many different fighters across the national territory, and all the fighters then gain a national identity. No be village group them. Say, let's some group where not only village people, but they group they want only village group. They want a national group with a wide network. In terms of our diplomacy, with our partnership with OMPO, the Unrepresented Nations People's Organization, UNPO, the ADF, the Governing Council, and its international partners with its missions. Over 20 countries have our missions. We are the biggest force in terms of pushing our independent agenda in the international stage. Back at home, when I see our forces, when they come out, the population where they come. So in terms of the mobilization at home and abroad, the Governing Council is a leading organization. Dr. Cho Ayaba is the leader of our war of liberation, without a doubt. And I think so you get other leader like Sisiko where they come like also the major one, but the organization because they go prison it not be very effective, but it be highly respected. So I think so we'll get two main groups them, Dr. Cho Ayaba and Sisiko Ayok Tabi. So that one I just bring them out there for talk and day. Even the main thing I'll talk for our people them before I want to go for our main topic today. And I say we'll get this problem. People that if you say revolution na a social media competition. No. It no matter. Me I be one of the most influential Ambazonian activists. But I need to count my influence in terms of how many people did they watch me live, how many followers am I get. No. Now the influence on the ground, in terms of recruitment, in terms of coordination, in terms of bringing strategy and implementing strategy of the organization. That is where you can measure people, not one-man commando. There are people where they go for social media, they talk, they get 2,000 viewers, but it mean nothing when it comes to the ground. Because you give Francophone, they watch them, they even boost their, their viewership, because they know say our people, they be deceived easily by those things. But we believe by now, people are informed and people are educated enough to know the truth. Some people, they ask and say, why people then like, why no be all man be leader? All man not be a leader at the same time. We get leaders, but we get one person when I be the main leader. We get the highest influence. Nevertheless, they still need for the collaborate. They still need for the collaborate because one man not do them all you one. So in terms of Honorable Weber, because I ran you see picture today, some people will ask and say, why person like Honorable Weber? Why it will not be like a leader? Why will not put other people than a leader? But no, for revolution not be voting, not be by popularity, not by influence. Person will get the highest influence. Where if he talks say A go happen. Will be effective. Where if he bring about the result. Oh, need them. Na it matter. Concerning people then like Honorable Weber, who respect you a lot. What our people they don't understand I say, our greatest problem na elitism. A generation that is intrinsically corrupt. Corrupt not be just by money, but corrupt with their own ego and their own personal ambition. You look like somebody like a Beneza Kwanga. Person where he say he take old with woman. Say dance me Dr. Cho Ayaba he lead. Me them better leave the struggle, make them better spoil the struggle. Because say according to you, Dr. Ayabacho, we go fully, me go stand election for governing AGC, then he go for that election where Ayabacho be no say go win. What type of ridiculous excuse is that? If you go for election with man win you na problem again. So because then win if he lost election, he deserve to come out for AGC, remaining for a whole organization. When that organization be actually be create AGC. So most of the members of that organization, they just follow them AGC. You go for a person like Siseko. Siseko, a very good leader, a very prominent person, but he wants, because they gave him that title, the president, and his status, he's a successful person in life. He does not see himself saving anybody. So it's very tough for him. He just, if he's not president, he cannot even agree that he's not a president. You understand what I mean? So that one, I'm just saying it. I'm just giving a small view for you people to understand the leaders we have. And you go person like Honorable Weber. Honorable Weber, who we all love. He has done a lot, something that we cannot compare. Everybody is unique. But Honorable Weber, when I was in the IG, accepted to be the vice president of the IG group of Siseko. On the condition, he give one condition for Siseko. If I be a vice president, no tell no man. So the whole time he was the vice president of the IG, Siseko was mentioning him as XX. At that time when he was there on Ground Zero, because of the mentality of that their generation, anytime we will call you, we will tell you say, "Pa, want me to go for me to do some research for show proof for the international community wait till it happen. How did they kill our people?" He go say, "I need for travel, go for here. I need for travel, go say, "Una give me money for transport." Maybe he need money for transport, but man go feel say somebody way they work for parliament, like a parliamentarian, a job that already would just mainly give ideas. But they go for rally. Honorable Weber, they ask we even microphone. We will contribute money even for microphone. Even for microphone. So nothing in that way, nothing way it be done naturally. For their generation, not be say they do and say a bad thing. Now just say that is how the people, that's how our parents are. Because our parents, they go through a lot of trauma. That is how their generation is. Look like John saw the same type of character. Look at Frundi. Frundi, they say, why would he born Mauto for? You don't know why they broke Brazaris Mimbo. He said, for better take that Mimbo, go sell them for black market. So they don't think well. Their generation is different. We are the enlightened generation. So the same Honorable Weba, he will come to UK. People want to contact him. It is like they are managing him. He is afraid. He doesn't want to talk freely. He comes, he's making corny. And in his biography, Honorable Weber says in his biography, I mean, I read the biography, I was shocked. This lion man, this is the man who have stand behind us like a lion. If Ambazonian can boast of many of the influence we have in Cameroon today is because of Honorable Weber. Because of his status, he brought in a lot of valuable supporters for our independence. But the same person, in his biography, he detailed how Seseko was begging for him to become the acting interim president so that Ayabacho will not become president, will not become the leader. He said that Seseko was begging him and he refused. So he used Koniwe for push Seseko back just because say and Inofi acknowledge and say Bibi na the vice president. The same time he want make let's say Inobi want accept politics. One day for revolution he get politics. Where he be there? Honorable was the vice president of Seseko. But in his biography, he's lying about, he's not really lying, he's distorting things. So when you meet all the people meet, if he is not the president or the leader of the Ambazonian revolution, he too don't want to go and support anybody because of elitism, big manism. He feels that he's too big. Just like Abobala. Abobala, when we used to talk, he felt that he was too big to talk to me. Can you guys imagine a whole census king? These guys are crazy. So Abobala was, even at one time he had to debate with me and he was saying that, I don't know, Capo Daniel, you don't know me. You don't know my level. You don't know place where my voice day. I said, hey, big man, calm down. It does not matter. You don't know me either. So we are very unique. We are very lucky that we have somebody like Dr. Cho, because if we pursue that big manism, we pursue that elitism, that attitude that a leader, because you are popular, because you are the head of an organization and you are leading, you are the front person, the face, and everybody has to just bow to you, that mentality will not take us anywhere. The world is brutal. The world na lion chop cow, as I always talk. Like my good friend from France, this Banso boy, he'd always talk am. Now lion chop cow. Either you are a lion or you are a cow. If you are a cow, one day no matter how you chop grass, you waka waka, one day the lion go meet you, he go chop you. That lion no go sorry you, because if that lion sorry you, he no go chop. So it's a brutal war. We are lucky to have somebody like Dr. Chuayaba who is leading this revolution. Somebody who does not put himself as big manism. He does not go with elitism. He surrounds himself with practical people who can get the job done. That's why you see his team is made of Dr. Ayamba, is made of Vice President Dr. Nyi, people like Lucas Asu, Vela Franklin, Pascal Kiki, and all the big people, Cecilia Mabo, the people that you don't even know their name, who are very pragmatic, who are very solution-oriented. He does not worry about challenge and stuff like that. So when you have somebody like that, he changes the history of a nation. So we are proud and we are lucky to have Dr. Cho Ayaba as the leader of our war of liberation, who is pragmatic. So look at what he's even offering. Dr. Cho Ayaba is offering a deal for Seseko and his group and saying that, okay, now we are going to have independence. Do you want to be the transitional team, or all these political things he's offering to Seseko is not something is necessary. But he does that. The ADF carried the flag of Seseko, his name, on the ground because we think it is important. But the group of Seseko, his friends, the way they politicize his image, it makes everybody feel like I'm not part of that campaign. We should be campaigning for Seseko like we campaign, like South African campaign for Mandela. But you want to call his name. All these small girls and for the Jessica Etambe and all these small rascals and for the, hey, is my Seseko? Is your my own? Is your own? So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Amber to Amber talk. So, ignore Dr. Akwanga. He's an activist. He's no longer a leader. So, Kadef is becoming a group that guarantees cocoa production for Barry Kobet. he doesn't fight again, let him stay quiet. I'm more than Akwanga. I am better than, I'm more stronger in this revolution than Akwanga. I have more say than Ebenezer Akwanga in this revolution. It's not that I'm fighting to have the say or I need the say. I think it is just strategic that people should be there. If I'm not there tomorrow, somebody will be there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for that segment. We will now go into my presentation today, which is about Mr. Paul Biya Bivondo being on the path of Omar Bashir. Ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you, if you did not know, the people of Sudan, of Southern Sudan, they were fighting for independence against all odds. The international community, they said, no, you cannot go out. And they were fighting because their culture was intrinsically different with that of the whole Sudan. Sudan was an Islamic country that wants the whole country to follow the Quran. And the people of South Sudan, majority of them were they were Christians and Africans who did not want to live under Islamic rule. So they fight so hard because they want to maintain their culture and they don't want to follow the Sharia law. That is their opinion. And they had their independence. And it became, how did they have their independence? Omar Bashir is a very strong leader. A lot of support from the Arab war. A lot of financial support. The Southern Sudan people had no chance to win him in war. But they were committing a lot of crime because that is what it takes to keep a colony. The people of Southern Sudan had rejected Sudan. For Southern Sudan for Sudan to hold Southern Sudan, they have to kill, commit war crimes, and do a lot of bad things to suppress the people. And at one point, the international community said enough is enough. Omar Bashir could not do anything. So they just referred the crime he had committed to the International Criminal Court. And an arrest warrant was issued against him. He was a wanted man. He could not travel. His country, he had to sit down and negotiate the exit of Southern Sudan. So we are seeing the same trend now with Mr. Paul Biya, just like we predicted. I remember, guys, when I decided to change my ideology to demand federalism to nationalism, I have a document that I studied and I wrote the possibilities on how possible can Ambazonian have its independence. The one which I thought was the easiest one is that Paul Biya will continue to commit war crime because he wants to suppress us. And that is going to be a trap for him. Because when you commit war crimes, you are pushing towards genocide, the war will stop you. Because human life matters. And that is what is happening right now. As we are talking now, in the international community, the Ngarabu massacre is one of the biggest crime committed against our people and against humanity by Paul Biya. The United Nations have documented very well because their mission in Ambazonia was limited to humanitarian work, not investigation. They have not released their investigation. But our people within that organization have given us good information about what is going on in that corridor, and our international partners as well have access. So they are waiting to see whether justice will be done. If the victims cannot have justice, which we believe they will not have, because we believe it is a systemic, it's a policy. The Cameroon military deliberately went there to kill people. And the case of Mauto is going to demonstrate that to you, that this is not just random killing. It is a policy. It is a tactics by Cameroon to suppress our people's aspiration and demand for separation and independence that has caused them to use these terrorism tactics on us. I'll prove it to you guys. And the case of Mauto is a classic example that have shown the world the true face of Mr. Paul Biya Bivondo, a war criminal, a pathological liar, Dr. Nyos, a wicked and diabolic person who murdered his own wife Ereng Biya to get married to another young woman who was married to a Bamenda boy, a Mankon boy, a Mr. Chair, and killed that boy, killed his family. I'm going to release videos of the house of that boy. I've done my research. I will release the video of the house of that boy. He was killed. The mother was killed. His whole family were being poisoned systematically to wipe the history, the fact that Chantal Biya was married to him. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into this war crime that was committed in Mauto by Mr. Paul Biya Bivondo, who took upon himself the power and the authority of the state of Cameroon to declare war on Ambazonia, and personally declare on their national television, say in quote, Je vais prendre la disposition pour la guerre de notre région. So he take the personal responsibility to persecute this war, and he is ultimately responsible for the conduct of his troops. He have the responsibility to supervise and take measures that such crime do not continue. Failure to do so, he will bear full responsibility of the crimes committed by his people in Ambazonia. Ladies and gentlemen, it was on January the 10th, 2021, that a group of Cameroon military men, believed to be about 50 of them, well armed, marched into Mauto on foot. A lot of people are wondering, why did the Cameroon military enter Mauto to attack civilians? An area with no Ambazonian base. There is no camp in Mauto. There is a camp of Ambazonia, I don't know how many kilometers away from Mauto, that belongs to the ADF, and there's another camp there. I forget it used to be the Mountain Lions camp also around there, because Mauto is around Boyakumba stretch. In between Boyakumba, that area, you have Mauto within that period. If my geography is wrong, please just bear with me. So now for the way Mauto day, for that morning time on the 10th of January, it was not an accident. I'll get you the names of the Cameroon officials. During the election of La République du Cameroun on the 6th of December 2020, the people of Mauto, they rejected their traditional rulers' appeal to participate in the election because they want separation and independence. In Mauto, there was not a single vote in any polling station. Apologize for this interruption. So in Mauto, there was not a single vote or a single polling station because they did not have a single collaborator, a single enabler to permit La République to conduct its elections on our territory. And the SDO sent a warning to the people of Mauto, say, "Una go pay." They go teach them a lesson. So the Cameroon military and their DO and the SDOs there had sent message to Mauto that they will punish them for not participating in the election that took place in December the 6th. So that fateful day, on the 10th of January 2021, the villagers, in broad daylight, 2 p.m., the villagers said more than 50 Cameroon military, well armed, stormed into that village on foot because they did not want to come with vehicles, and started shooting around. The first 2 people that they shot around were 2 males. They shot them on the street. I'm going to play the video. They end up killing about 10 people. They gather all the villagers and put them in the village square. And most of those people that they killed them in their house, in their own comfort, where they thought that they will be safe. When a war is coming, when there is danger, people run to a place where they find safety. All the men have run into the village, into the bush. The men have run into the bush. The children could not run anywhere. So most of the people they killed were grandmothers and children who could not run, who foolishly ran into the house, thought that the Cameroon military will excuse them or will not break in. They went into that village, kill people. 40-year-old woman, kill a 6-year-old girl, shoot 5 of them, seriously wounded. One of the woman who is 30 years old, she explained how the Cameroon military came into her house, broke the door, raped her, went into her neighbor's house, pulled out one boy from that house, beat that boy mercilessly with the under of their gun, and at the end, tell the boy, Ambazonian, you are Ambazonian now, you people will be Ambazonian. And they shoot that boy, execute her. That woman, she said that was the worst thing she have ever seen in her life. She could not even bear the shame of the rape that she was raped. But that is what happened. I think you can see the video. The video is playing behind me. They kill all those people. I want these are the boys that were killed there. I want our technical staff to just pause that video and let me just play one video so that you can see one of the grandmother who was killed alongside with the grandson in Mauto, so that you know exactly what terrorism looks like, what the activities of the terrorism government of La République du Cameroon occupation in our territory looks like. So the technician, please, you cut the other screen so that let me bring this one.
Today at Mauto, January 10th, 2021, the French Cameroon military invaded Mauto at 2:30 p.m. Today, Sunday, January 10, 2021. 10 civilians have been killed, more than 5 seriously injured. You can see here, this is the grandmom and his granddaughter that the military shot them at close range and killed them. They were being killed today by French Cameroon occupational forces sent by Mr. Paul Biya in Yaoundé.
So the person that recorded that audio is one boy in that village who record videos there. He's just like a young boy running around. And he's explaining to you what happened. The Cameroon military, he identified them. They came in. They shot these people inside their house. It was not like they were running. They came there. They saw a grandmother with a granddaughter and execute them. And that was not just that was not only one, multiple of the people. Let me bring up this other video. This one, she was shot on the leg. You say she's lucky, but what will happen? Somebody just come into your house and you are fat, you can't run.
I'm continuing with the video. The French Cameroon invaded the village of Mauto, Fako, Moyoka local government area on the 10th of January 2021. Here is a woman that has been shot by his grandson on the leg. 9 cops, people have been killed by French Cameroon military. Today, the 10th of January 2021. You can see a mother shot at the leg by French Cameroon military with a small child. A child of about 2 years, 4 months that was being shot by French Cameroon military in the hand.
So you can see the woman, this woman did not die. She has survived. They shot the baby on the hand. What type of a person will see a woman? She's very fat from her physical appearance and could probably not run away. They come into her house, they shoot her on the leg. The baby, they shoot the baby on the hand. The woman and the baby and 3 other people received treatment from Médecins Sans Frontières. So it is well documented. Some of the dead bodies were transported to Moyoka mortuary. The mortuary have records of those people who were killed there. 10 people died on the spot, and five more were seriously wounded. So this is pure terrorism. What happened in Mauto? There was no gunshot, no military, no Ambazonian presence there. As a matter of fact, the only presence of Ambazonian forces in Mauto was to come and buy food and water. They just come to this village, is usually for resupply. So they don't have any base there. There was no gun exchange. The people that were killed were not just people who were running or standing. They were killed inside the comfort and security of their homes. And after all the operation had happened, they gathered all the people of Mauto to the city square in Mauto. They gathered them there, put them on the ground, warned them and threatened to come back and kill more people if they are still supporting Ambazonian, or if Ambazonian forces come there and they don't call them. This is not one person, it's not 2 people. They gathered the whole village, put them and threatened them and warned them. We have seen them doing the same thing even in Cambe. We have seen them doing the same thing to students. Cameroon military. So nobody can think that this is a mistake. This is whatever they're doing. As a matter of fact, the Human Rights Watch, after gather this evidence, interview eyewitnesses, over 23 phone records for different people, including relatives of the people that were killed, gathered all the information about this attack, and 2 other organizations who are on the ground. And they sent that information to the Cameroon military. Their spokesperson came out. The spokesperson of the Cameroon military, let me put up his face. He came out and replied to them in an email. Mr. Atomfok Ngwimo. And he said that, yes, it was the Cameroon military that carried out the operation in Mauto. And he actually identified the unit of the Cameroon military that took part in that operation. The unit is called Bataillon d'Infanterie Motoristes. What are they call it? Battalion of Motorized whatever infantry. So the Cameroon military conducted that operation. And in his statement, written statement, he says that it was a preemptive attack against terrorists. And only terrorists were killed. What would this tell you? You may think that he is mistaken. No, he had the report that includes eyewitness. He had the report that includes certificates from hospital, not a local hospital, but an international reputable hospital from France that naturally is inclined to support the Cameroon government. That shows that those 5 people were treated there. They had report from the mortuary of Moyoka that testified that these people were brought to the mortuary, and the bullets and the weapon and the bullet hole confirmed that they were killed by the Cameroon military. They brought testimony. They brought even the videos that you have watched that was recorded. Even the person who recorded the video came out to say, yes, Nami, that way the military people, they come around for bush. When they go back, I can't record that video for saying Nami people, they know where it happened. And the Cameroon military said that all those people were terrorists. And the mission was a preventive mission. That means they want to attack them now. So that means in the future, people they not can attack them. Now, but tell us, say they see all Ambazonian the way they stand for independence as terrorists. When they go outside, they go keep innocent people them. For them, not terrorists. It is systemic. It happened in Bamenda, where the 4 youths who had registered for GCE were killed in Metakwata. The same spokesperson, Atomfak Njumu, official spokesperson speaking on behalf of all the Cameroon military, said that those 4 students were terrorists. So the international system understands that these people are committing war crimes. It is not acceptable. The Human Rights Watch, the head of the Human Rights Watch, their director, who is based in Kenya, Mr. Ada Soya, he said that the killing of civilians and the looting of their property, because after the operation, the Cameroon military brought trucks to carry the property of people in Mauto. They went to the shops, gather everything in the shop, the provisional shops, went to people's houses, gather all TV, all valuables, money, physical money, and mobile phones. They loot the village as a means to punish them for not participating in election. So, the Human Rights Watch director in Kenya, Ida Soya, have said that killing of civilians, looting of their homes in the name of security is a serious human rights crime that fuels the escalating cycle of violence and abuse in Cameroon Anglophone region. What does this statement mean? Please give me a moment. Guys, I don't want to hear any noise. So what does this statement tell you? That the international community, the later that the Cameroon government right to say that these people are terrorists, and even claim that the videos were fake videos. The international community, of course, know that they are lying. These have proved that they cannot rely on Cameroon government anymore to do investigation, to investigate their own crime, because they are not credible. They cover up those crimes. They participate in those crimes. They designate innocent civilians as terrorists for their military to kill. And when those killings happen, they don't punish or sanction the military because that is what they approve. So I will break down the statement of Human Rights Watch, which have been given to the Security Council member and all the international partners. It tells the war that these killings and lootings, Cameroon government cannot say that, justify it that they are fighting for forced Ambazonian forces. It cannot do that anymore. And it says These are serious crimes, international crimes. So they are now getting to that area where they are telling them this is not domestic issue again. Now it's international crime. What you are doing is criminal. If you think that this is okay, it is a big, big issue. They say these killings in Mauto is what is fueling the escalating cycle. This is a vindication of the Ambazonian forces. Because by saying this is what fuels the cycle, it means that the international community, the Human Rights Watch, is acknowledging the fact that the Ambazonian fighters are fighting in response to crimes against humanity, which is justifiable under international law. It is an act of self-defense, as we have rightly said. We are simply defending our people. So, it says that this cannot persist. The war cannot allow this policy, this war that Paul Biya have chosen to be killing civilians, to continue. And it speaks into the motivation of the Cameroon government. And it says the Cameroon, it actually prescribed that the African Union and the United Nations must now assist to create an impartial investigation to punish and sanction these crimes. Because under international law, it is not permissible for people to commit war crimes and international crimes against humanity, and go away without punishment. We have also seen today that the Human Rights Watch have insisted that the victims of the Ngarbu massacre should be there in the court to observe the charade of justice, so that they can know that there is no justice. They have tried to bribe them, and they have asked, why do they have to go? Why do the victim have to transfer from Bamenda to go to Yaoundé to follow up a procedure, which according to the law of La République, the victims have to be prioritized in terms of the location. So why they don't carry the trial in Bamenda? Let us see what is going on. Which is going to prove only one thing, that Cameroon government is part and parcel of the killing of individuals and civilians, and should be held responsible. Your voice is coming here. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm at home with my kids are in the house. We don't have studios yet. We hope in Ambazonia there can be professionals who are going to be doing these things in studios. So the international community is clear. You would think that this is the normal thing that is happening in Mauto. Remember, in the same Mauto, 2020 January, almost the same time with this attack, because this is 2021 January 10. In 2020 January 25, the same Cameroon military get into Mauto and slaughter people. Let me bring the movie, the video. So you see, this is the attack in January 2020, 25th of
Thursday 23, and they have killed so many people. They have killed so many civilians for no just cause. Let them tell us.
We have blurred the image because of restriction on the platforms that we are using.
This country will look like. Today na the 23 Thursday.
So this one na 2020.
Of La République.
So the Cameroon military came into Mauto, a village with no Ambazonian camp, 2020 January 23. Slaughtered 6 people. 6 people. That time it was 6 people. Without any provocation. They came there again, carry a pastor, because that pastor put Ambazonian flag in his church. Because Mauto is a village that loves the nationalism of the southern Cameroon. The people want separation and they want independence. They came there, that's why they are killing them. They don't have any guns. Nobody have gun in Mauto. They killed that people there in January 2020, 23 of January. Then in January 2021 again, on the 10th of January 21, they come there and still kill the same people. Tell me, If you were a child in Mauto, if na your village that you been a boy for that village, your papa get den gun, your papa get spear, he get cutlass, he get bow and arrow. Tell me say you no go carry am go to wait for road. Anytime the king look whether this Cameroon military they come, so that you go even shoot something for them for disturb them. Tell me whether you will not go for road, go take tire burn am. Where you want see Cameroon military can be me disturb them small, me they no come for your village. Tell me if some bridge be there where the Cameroon military people that want come, their motor they pass on top. What are you as a youth? You know go broke that road. Tell me what you go do if they come for a village where no man no carry gun, can't keep people like that, your neighbors, your friend. Tell me if you run come off for your house, they can't enter. So me to a big mommy for day we are picking, kill them that way with and kill the people that are picking. Tell me why the boys will not carry up arms to defend their village. Why they will not carry up arms to defend themselves. To not do so will be cowardice. To not do so means you are not a human being. To not do so will mean that you are not living in the reality of a brutal regime that goes around killing people, maiming them, raping them, that use rape as a tool of war. Fellow Ambazonians, this is the situation in Mauto. We have seen the human rights war, the French government is now responding to Sebastien Nador, who is insisting to the European Union as well to carry up this matter. The letter that was written to Sebastien Nador, who is a parliamentarian from the French parliament, who is saying that the world should not leave this thing like this. The French government of France cannot defend themselves. What they are saying is shallow. It's shallow. The Human Rights Watch today have also called on the Garbu case that is going on, that victims should have access. Ladies and gentlemen, these war crimes is the true face of the Cameroon occupation of our land. The war is coming to grips with the reality that we face an existential threat from a regime that considers us as terrorists because of our nationalism, which is actually based on law. There is nothing bad about a village of people who wants to be free, who wants to live their life free from foreign intervention, who want to build their own schools, speak their own language of their choice, who want to simply govern themselves and live according to the promise of the charters of the United Nations that provides for a pathway for independence of the indigenous people of the British Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is war crime. What we are fighting against terrorism. We are fighting against terrorism in Black Africa, behind the corridors where the cameras do not see, in enclave places where they cannot report their crimes. Our people are being slaughtered in Nwa, in Ashong, in Akwaya, in places that are not being reported. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands have fled into Nigeria, some as IDPs in La Republic, seeking shelter in the house of the enemy. We must come together as a people to defend them, to equip our boys to be able, like the boys in Mauto, to be able to pick up even a stone and throw it on the road, to give their village a chance to run away. We have to do that. It's a very tough thing as a Southern Cameroonian for me to be here abroad. I cannot be able to physically do something to help them or to defend them. But we must do what we have to do. So help us God. If everything goes according to what the international community and the Human Rights Watch and many other humanitarian officials who are interested in the preservation of human dignity and human rights, then the International Court will one day issue an arrest warrant against the perpetrators of these war crimes and terrorism against our people, against Mr. Paul Biya Bivondo, the Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Otongfak Gwimo, the General Nka, who is the executioner of this genocidal war, and all the collaborators that have enabled the Cameroon government to kill civilians in the name of fighting Amber boys. Their day will come. Justice, ladies and gentlemen, is always certain and is always sure. We must keep fighting. We cannot accept the status quo to live with a people who have used terrorism on us, It's not acceptable anymore. A lot of water have gone under the bridge, and we cannot accept any form of union with La République du Cameroon after going through what we have gone through. We cannot surrender our sovereignty, our security to a foreign government. We cannot. Mr. Biya is a criminal. He's a perpetrator of genocide. He's a monster hiding behind suits, clothed with the paparazzi that only North Korea can pull off in Africa. He's a devil, and we should know he is a devil. His Cameroon military, their national anthem, their national flag are symbol of evil, symbol of terrorism, occupation, and pain to the heart of our people. These are the people who slaughtered the little girl who was dead there in that village. I cannot go without calling her name. Wherever she is. Her name is Nkledia Nche Akum. Bebe Kledia Nche Akum. Her soul have gone before us to join Bebe Mata, Mami Appiah, and the many who have been slaughtered in the most brutal fashion known to mankind, in tactics that can only be compared to that of ISS and the terrorists in Boko Haram. The Cameroon military is not different from Boko Haram. They are not different from ISS or Al-Qaeda. We are fighting terrorism disguised as national security, as professional military men, wearing all nice suits, dressing up well. This is the battle we face in Ambazonia. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. That is the end of this presentation. While we wait for the Ambazonian Communication Network technicians to take me offline, my phone line is open for those who want to share their opinion, who want to have a say on this platform, and to all those who have been killed, who are dead. It's very tough for us to go through these things being abroad. It's very tough. We have to be strong. We have to fight, and we have to do what we do. So I will urge you people to support the Ambazonian Defense Forces, because I'm sure when you send your money there, it translates into equipment and material that those boys can protect themselves. They have a good track record. They have a very good organization that protects them and makes sure that the voices are not abused. La République wish and hope that we were criminals that do kidnapping for ransom and many other things. But as I tell our people, kidnappings and burglary and all these things existed before this revolution and will exist after. The criminals that are taking advantage to kidnap people for ransom are not part of the Ambazonian forces, and they are not fighting for the people's independence. And the activity should never discourage anybody. It should encourage us. We should take the example of the magistrate who was kidnapped, tortured, belittled, make video and publish. He ran to United Kingdom and turned back and said, I will support Ambazonia till the day I die. That should be the attitude of all of our people. We had smear campaign, Cameroon government using prisoners to carry out kidnapping for ransom, both for their personal benefit as counter-Ambazonian operations. We should be aware of these dangerous times. I think we have a caller. Hello.
Hello, Comrade. Hello, Comrade. You still there online?
Yes, you are calling live on the show. You can go ahead and speak. Ambazonia is listening to you at home and abroad.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just want to applaud the presentation we done jam out this morning. And I want for talk say now just a matter of time. For Biya go see a thing we no be check say if it happen. And then I get this question for Mr. Frundi. Yes, and for Axie. Say may he explain to the Ambazonian people what he mean by power to the people. Yeah, because if Frundi the reason, then or if he just talk that thing now for political reasons, then we don't know. Then I want to maybe direct this question to you. It may explain to the Southern Cameroon Ambazonia what it mean by power to the people. Because we know say over 90% they need independence. But if you fight up, so what it mean by power to the people? And lastly, before I go, I want to remind these people, Sako and Sisiko, may they know we will see our mama for Bamenda, we be woke up it challenge the colonial mayor. It talks everything. Say the problem with the face now because we know elect this the mayor them with the government way. So if people they impose themselves, if we fight against the same system, then we get some people where they come for impose themselves as president and so on and so forth. They like say, nothing where we fight for.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
Because it just the same kind way, and we don't see how we will come challenge that mayor, and at the same challenge for these same people where they push themselves to be me be president, me be president. No. Who elect you as the president? Nobody knows elect you. Ambazonian go partner through ballot box before you want to be president, because we be being a system where it will be transparent. Everybody get right for vote.
Exactly.
No man just can't impose himself.
That's true.
Thank you, comrade.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think say wait away the caller the talk na very important thing, and we need to see that one as a matter of leadership. The type of person who led the push for multipartyism and democracy in that country with the hidden agenda to address the so-called Anglophone issue. When I remember Fundi all along, if you look at it, when he talk power to the people, he be make certain mistakes them, because at the heart of the people, then when they come together to form the ADF, they be get as an agenda to address and protect the people of the so-called West Cameroon. Because say Cameroon, you get West Cameroon and you get East Cameroon. West Cameroon now our territory where it be made of northwest and southwest. Now northwest and southwest. So West Cameroon. They get La Republic where they get their north, south, east, west province them as well. So now two different territory. One of the agenda for the SDF will be now to protect the interests of the West Cameroon. But Fundi, after ABC say it will be very popular, even for Francophone their side, he like that popularity. So he follow popularity. And then he start begin turning back for the people then way now they be start form that party together with ye. So just because he be get that tendency, now why that way they be blackmail Fundi? I want me to understand say Fundi, even though he be get that tendency, but wait way make Fundi me turn it back now blackmail. They be succeed for catchy. That way they be bring Muna, me can run against it for election for SDF. During that time, Paul Biya sent an undercover gendarme where he can infiltrate SDF, pretend say he been a vanguard. That way the Buango go Chakara Muna their own fake conference where they be the make us in an ADF conference. Na he whether gendarme go there now, he go kill person, talk say na Fundi Seni. So then carry that case now go to court, talk say Fundi na you kill that man. That way then go put that case for court, Fundi go there, then call Fundi now for your own, then tell you say you be done deny bribe. All your life you don't deny bribe. Now, if you not take bribe, now Joseph will be offer that bribe for you. If you not take bribe, we go put you for prison for life. Say now you kill that man. The gendarme where you work with you, then bring you for this and tell you now gendarme this issue a text message will be communicate with you. So you know if you talk say not be a person. But that gendarme will work now for them. That gendarme say he go testify against Fundi. So Fundi look his life. He see Ambazonian people. He choose his life. So he chop bribe, start work with Mr. Paul Biya fully. Now he will then start arranging, go meet up Paul Biya, salute Paul Biya, start work with them now. So now you will need for begin to say any leader where they follow na popular things. They always be then get that tendency to say when you go can't reach for the side way, you go need to choose your life or your country. Now we want a leader way you go Dela Mandela where you go talk say I prefer for stay for prison forever, I prefer for lose my life. We don't see so we don't progress. From there we can't even get person where can be popular like Siseko, where to them be selfless. But man didn't know because Siseko too be don't make a lot of mistake because people want popularity. Now why that way even they be talking me no make government. He follow some people them. Like Milan when I pure SDF brain. You get Milton Takang and all those SDF people them. Even JC at Itame, all those are SDF people them. So Siseko be over rely on that base for SDF. When people the way they don't be inside that Cameroon politics of chop at chop, scratch my back and scratch your back. So it be over be too loyal for them. Now why they make a lot of mistake. But we don't progress from Fundi to Siseko them till we don't can get Ayabacho now way. I think say be now like the best selfless person. You look at history. Even when a woman be die, according to a ex-woman, he be Benazo can testify the type of person we be. He don't always sacrifice his life. As a young man who don't see video them for ye, We be the cry for Southern Cameroon. He fight for inside Kumbo. I get fight at the ground where they know it's a fight. We even the general for 7 Qatar, General Niba, Celestine way those die. He don't fight here for inside trenches. They don't go back. So it don't really represent the purest of the type of leader, the way they feel be selfless for make sure say they not go take any bribe to make sure say even if you threaten in life, he go rather die, and you see say surround himself with the same type of people then. So we are lucky that Frundi, his time is gone. Now he's with his people, whatever he has found himself inside, they're using him now like a puppet. And Bandam and all those people, he has corrupted them all, and it's the same people. So we have even come from that period, even go to Weber, because Weber is also a leader. He's a big leader also, who have led they become popular for the people. But also Weber also have his flaws. Like I tell you people, he was the vice president of Siseko. He in his biography, he lied about it. He didn't lie about it, but he did not admit it. And he actually was saying that Siseko wanted him to become the president because he wanted somebody who could be bigger than Ebachu and things like that. So why would you say things like that? He also have his flaws. When we were asking him, go there to do rally for us, go there to do census when I was doing my activism here, he was asking us money. So not that it is bad, it is okay. But it just shows you people who have those considerations are more prone. So he goes to UK. When he's there, why does he not come and have Ambazonian meeting with other leaders? When he comes, unless it is the one that he's going to be the star. So, but our man, we love Weber, we love Siseko. Nobody should mistake when we criticize people or we try to open your eyes. It's just so that you people should not be blindsided to make the mistakes we have made in the past. These days, now practicalism, the work. We must be pragmatic. Now hard work. When I see the ADF, Dr. Cho make a policy, me and Lucas who can start to launch the stabilization force for August. We don't work hard to take General AFAM with the soldier, the program, coordinate them, bring the one, put things together, educate the population, and when I see how it come out from the front. So we are pragmatics. This is what brings results in the real world. We are pragmatic. We don't just rely on dreams. We rely on our ability and the ability of those that are around us. We empower those who are capable, those who are talented, those who can do something, we empower them. And that is exactly what you deserve, the people of Ambazonia. So ladies and gentlemen, I will just call our technician to find out if we have been cut off of our TV. Let me check. So I'll play a song and yeah, you don't cut me off. Okay. So while we wait me, then cut me off from the ACN. I'll bring back this. My phone number be open if somebody wants to call. But I want to urge you to support. It's not enough just to listen. You have to support. The financial challenges are enormous. Buying those weapons on ground zero and taking care of our soldiers there is an enormous challenge. And if it touched your heart today, please, you can go and you send your donation through Mama Wali, Lucas Asu. You can even get to our website there. You can actually get even to my office, and you will see how we will direct you on how you can support what we are doing. We have enormous challenges on the ground. And with our new technology, it's not bonbon. You see those weapons that can take out the armored car hunters. If you know how much we have to spend for those explosives and the training, the logistics, and things like that, then you would understand. But please, you make sure you support. You go and you donate. So I'll double check if I'm out already. So thank you very much. I think I have a little bit of cool. God bless you. Take your vaccine, and I'm outlined already. I'm cut off from the TV. So take your vaccine for coronavirus. It's your choice. If you choose not to do so, try to educate yourself and double check if you are making the right choice. It all comes to you. It's your life. It's your choice. And you have freedom to choose whether to take it or not and to live with the consequences. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Ciao.